What's good, Ravens fans? We are back with another episode of the Ravens Space. It's your boy JG. Let's get into it. Today we're going to talk about the Pro Bowl selection and something I found interesting. I want you guys' opinion on. Let's get into it. So first thing I want to go and point out again are our Pro Bowlers. So we have 6 again, which is pretty good for a team. We have Mark Andrews, tight end; Marlon Humphrey, cornerback; Justin Tucker, kicker; Devin Duvernay, Patrick Ricard, and Roquan Smith, return specialist, fullback, and linebacker in that order. I'm going to point out an interesting tweet too that gives some context here. Super cool. So Andrews' 3 Pro Bowls are the most by tight end in Ravens history, which is great because we've had some great tight ends. Again, Shannon Sharpe was here later, but Todd Heap, guys, was really good in his time here. So that's interesting to know. Devin Duvernay is 2, ties Jermaine Lewis for the most by a Ravens returner. Again, Jermaine Lewis is really good as well. Duvernay has been the best returner in the league the past couple of years, so good to see. Marlon Humphrey is in the run-in to being the best Baltimore Ravens corner ever, which is pretty cool because we have a defensive team. He has 3, tied with Chris McAllister for the most by Ravens quarterback. You young guys might not know about Chris McAllister. I might do a video on him. And then Ricard's 4, trail only Jonathan Ogden's 11, and Marshall Yonder's 8 for the most by Ravens offensive player. So again, there's a difference between 11 and 4. So even though that is impressive, wow, Jonathan Ogden was really a monster, and shows why he's a Hall of Famer. And Marshall Yonder's 8. He definitely will be in the Hall of Fame one day. So I had an observation here, guys, and it could be seen as concerning. It could be seen as just Jason making stuff up. You guys let me know in the comments below because I'm really interested in this here. So you guys can see, I want to talk about the positions that our Pro Bowlers are in, right? And when I say positions, of all our Pro Bowlers, only one of them is at a premier position. And when I say premier position, I mean the position in today's NFL that a lot of teams try to address. A lot of teams try to put strength in that, right? Pass rusher, cornerback for defense. For offense, left tackle / offensive line, right? Again, depends on what kind of team you are. But left tackle, wide receiver, quarterback. We only have 1 Pro Bowler at one of those major positions, which is, again, a little bit of a concern. And it shows actually the way that the Ravens have chosen to build their team up. And so let's just go back here for you guys. Oops, sorry about that. Show was streaming already. So again, inside linebacker, guys, teams don't really build around inside linebackers like they used to back in the day. Teams build around pass rushers. We guys know fullback is not a premier position. Run specialist. In today's league, where I think they share only 3 returns for touchdowns, it's just not a premier position anymore. Kicker, again, we love our kicker, but other teams view kicker as a second thought. Oh, sorry about that. And I'm having a bad day, guys. Cornerback, Marlon Humphrey, shout out. I'm happy he got this. It shows he's one of the premier cornerbacks. So Marlon deserves every single bit of this. And then Mark Andrews, tight end, is not a premier position in the league, guys. And so this kind of goes to a video I saw a while back where they were talking about how the Ravens are building their team around these high value positions, right? When I say high value, I mean monetarily high value, right? So for example, you can pay a tight end less money than a receiver, significantly less money than a receiver, and get, let's say, 3/4 of the value, right? You can pay a safety significantly less than you pay a corner and still get 3/4 of the value. You can pay an inside linebacker less than the pass rusher and get half of the value, right? And so this is what the Ravens have chosen to do. Again, on offense, we literally don't put any money anywhere, it seems, but tight end. And even the way that we build our offense is predicated on running back, which is a devalued position in the league, right? There, every now and then you get a running back that's a game changer, like a Saquon Barkley when he came out, Ezekiel Elliott when he came out, but mostly teams are not building around them. We also have the same thing for, again, all these Pro Bowl positions. No one builds around tight ends but the Ravens. No one builds around running backs but the Ravens. No one builds around middle linebackers now, except for the Ravens. People build around pass rushers on defense. Of course, no one builds around returners, fullbacks, or kickers. Now, again, we did choose to go cornerback. And so I will give the Ravens credit for that. That is a premier position that we have done a good job of having two players who are experienced and excellent at that position. But we found out this year, and I was wrong about this, guys. And in the comments below, you tell me I'm stupid. I was wrong. I thought it was enough. It was not. You're not going to be able to beat the best offenses regardless of how good your corners are. The only way to beat them is pass rush. It's the only way. And the reach is not good enough at that yet. I learned that this year. I really thought that we could lock them up, but you can't beat Patrick Mahomes. You can't beat Josh Allen. You can't beat Joe Burrow consistently with locking down their corners, right? Now, again, you can outscore them, right? So, and that's what the Ravens have chosen to do. Hey, Lamar, go get us 30. We'll try to keep them to 27. Okay. But what happens when they have Tyreek Hill and they get 35 and we only get 34, right? Which is, it's a very, very high number, right? So, again, I thought it was interesting that all of our Pro Bowlers, other than Marlon Humphrey, are at positions that the rest of the NFL have kind of moved on from. And we kind of have taken up that spot and cemented that spot as we're going to be the best middle linebacker team in the league. We're going to be the best fullback team in the league. We're going to be the best kicking team in the league. We're going to be the best tight end team in the league. But what does that really get you when other teams are saying, we're going to be the best quarterback team in the league, right? And again, we have Lamar, but the offense doesn't allow Lamar to pass the ball, right? So we have to, it's hard to compare Lamar to Patrick Mahomes when Patrick Mahomes has 40 plays that get him easy completions and Lamar has 10, right? All Lamar's easy plays get him 3 yards on a run. All Patrick Mahomes plays get him 10 easy yards in the pass, right? So it's hard to compare. When other teams are saying, hey, we're going to do receiver, right? When all the last Super Bowl teams are going to say, hey, like, for example, the Bengals, right? You can say what you want about the Bengals, but they were in the Super Bowl last year. And in that year, they said, we know offensive line is important. We're not going to draft offensive linemen. We're going to draft Jamar Chase. And he's going to win us 2 games, right? By himself. And he's going to contribute to many more. But 2 games for sure, he's going to win by himself. And that's going to be enough. And that's what they did. And we're not doing that. We're saying, hey, Lamar, we're going to get you pieces that cannot win games by themselves, but are going to contribute to you winning games, right? And again, you can see this you can literally see this from the Pro Bowlers. Again, let's just go down, guys. I'm not making this up, and I want you guys' opinions. Roquan Smith can't win you a game by himself, right? Middle linebackers don't have that ability anymore because teams don't run the ball like that. When teams used to run the ball a lot, a player that was a middle linebacker was so valuable. It's just not there anymore. Patrick Ricard is a fullback. He can't win games by himself. A returner in today's NFL, you're not getting Devin Hester numbers. You're not getting 2 return touchdowns a game. That could win you a game, right? A returner, if he got you, 1 touchdown and then got you, great field position for 3 returns, that could win you a game, right? Especially with Justin Tucker, but that doesn't happen anymore. Mark Andrews is a tight end. I'm telling you guys, and you guys have pushed back. Tight ends don't win you games anymore by themselves, right? You have to be Travis Kelce, to be honest. And we know that because Mark Andrews hasn't had a touchdown in forever. Again, a cornerback, depending on the team, can win you a game. The issue is that offenses are so good now and the rules are so much in their favor that it's hard to be Deion Sanders, right? It's hard to lock someone up when they can run pick routes on you and only get called for the pick route 10% of the time. And then again, Justin Tucker can win you a game by himself, I will say, but you just got to hope that the defense holds the other person. So I don't even know if that's by himself, but you just got to hope that. So You guys let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm really interested in hear what you guys have to say. Please leave comments. You know I reply to all of them. Also, we are starting a Patreon up if you guys want to help support. I want to make this the best Ravens community in the game. And that means giving out tickets. That means giving out merchandise, jerseys. But the only way I can do that is through you guys. So please, 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 please think about supporting. Also, if you don't want to give me money, that's fine. Just subscribe and like the video. Watch it all the way to the end. If you hear me saying this now, you're a champion. You're a G. Thank you so much. Thanks, guys.